Hello students, today is the class of 12th class. We are going to study women's education from prose. Women's education is a very famous prose lesson. It is written by a very famous well-known writer Dr. S. Radha Krishnan. First of all, we should know about Radha Krishnan. Radha Krishnan was born in 1888 and he was died in 1975. Teachers' Day is celebrated on his birthday. He was the second president of Free India. He was a great philosopher. He was a great statesman and he was a very impressive and effective speaker. Means his lectures, his speeches was very much impressive. He could impress any mob, anyone by his impressive speech and lectures. He wrote some books. This book is known as Indian Philosophy, Hindu View of Life, Eastern Religions and Western Thought, Philosophy of Upanishad. Philosophy of Upanishad. These are the works of S. Radhakrishnan. Now we are going to talking about this lesson. From the title of the lesson, Women's Education. If we look at the title of the lesson, Women's Education, means in this lesson we are going to study, we are going to know about the condition of women's education. The writer wants to tell us, the writer wants to give us a message that the education of India is the education of women is very important. If we want to get the true development of India, women's education is very important. Without educating, without giving true education to the women folk, we can't the true development of our Indian society, of our country, that is India. Now, let's start the lesson. I am reading and I am explaining. You are living in an age when there are great opportunities for women in social work, public life and administration. Means here the writer says that time has changed. Time is changing. The mental thinking about women's education in the people of India is changed. Now Indian people are changing different from the traditional education of women. The thinking of the people has changed. All classes of people which have a great desire to teach their girls for their family development. And now a time has come in Free India that the woman folk, the girls can go in any field of life. They can go in social work. It means girls can become a leader. They can lead. They have a right according to the constitution to lead the society and they can become a leader. they can go in public life, they can serve the society by their ability, they can go out of the society, they can go out of the family to serve the society, to serve the country. They can go in administration. It means to say they can be a doctor, they can be an engineer, they can be a teacher, professor, they can be a leader, they can be a DM, they can be a CEO. It means to say that in India a time has come when our woman can go in any walk of life just like men. They have equal power like men. Men can go anywhere, men can go in any walk of life, they can serve society, they can be an officer, they can be a leader. In the same way, woman can be a leader, can be an officer, can be a professor, they can do anything whatever they like. Time has changed, the thinking of the people has changed. Society requires women of disciplined minds and restrained manners. It means to say that the society needs the work of women for development of a society. If we want to get a true developed society, it is very necessary that our women, our girls should be disciplined, they should be mannered, they should be polished, they should be cultured, they should be civilized. Civilization and culture are very, very important for true development of any society, for true development of any family, and for true development of any country. You know very well that in America, in Russia, in China, and in other countries differently from India, women are free. They have freedom like men, and so they are progressing. They have progressed very much. They have developed. So if we want to get to development of our Indian society, it is very, very important that our women, our girls should be disciplined minded, they should be mannered, they should be civilized, they should be cultured. If they are civilized, they are cultured, they are mannered, they are disciplined mind, their culture, their civilization can be looked anywhere, and others will be impressed by their civilization, by their cultures and other good things. Here the writer wants to tell us that if our woman is civilized, cultured, disciplined and mannered, their good manner, their good culture will be very, very beneficial for our society, for our family and for our country. So if they are getting true education, they will be civilized, they will be cultured, they will be mannered, and this will be very, very beneficial for our society, for our country. Further, whatever line of work you undertake, you should bring to it an honest, disciplined mind. Here the writer wants to tell us that every person is responsible for their society, and after getting education, they take our women, our men, the persons of our society get a responsibility. If we are getting a responsibility to do, we should be honest, we should have disciplined mind to complete that work. If we are not true, if we are not honest, and if we do not have disciplined mind for our work will not be completed well. So if we want to complete our work well in a true way, it is very, very necessary that we should devote ourselves to our work. That is our responsibility. If we are honest, if we are true, if we have disciplined mind to our work, that work will be completed very easily and very perfectly. Suppose that if you are a student, you come to school and you are not careful of your study, you are not careful of your discipline, if you are not careful of your teachers, you will learn nothing. You will not get true education. Only you are coming and only you are going, you are getting nothing. So it is very, very important, whatever kind of work we are going to complete, it is very, very necessary that we must devote ourselves to that work. If we are devoting to the work, that work will be completed truly, perfectly. Further, you will then succeed. Means, if we are devoting to our work, we shall get success in that work for their completion and have the joy of your work. It means to say, if we are true, if we are honest, if we devote ourselves to the work, we will enjoy the work. Means whatever work we are doing, we should have joy. Suppose that a kind of work is given to you to do, to complete, and you are not happy to do that work. If you are not happy while doing that work, you will not do that work wholeheartedly, and that work will not be completed. And if you are devoting yourself that it is my work, it is my responsibility, and this kind of work pleases me, and if you feel that this work is pleasing for me, that work will be done by you wholeheartedly, and that work will be completed. Means here in this paragraph, the writer is talking about the condition, the situation of women's education, and what kind of work is required for women, and how should we do our work. Means the writer tells us that time has changed, time is changing, the thinking of the people is changing. People are wishing to educate their girls, their daughters, their sisters, and others of our family, and they are educating their girls, and if they are educating their girls, their women are getting true education, and after getting true education, all classes of women, all castes of women, all religions of women can go in any walk of life. They can go in public service, they can go in public life, and they can do social work. And again, I would like to tell you that for the true development of our society, disciplined minded, restrained mannered women are very, very important. And if we are getting any kind of work to complete, we should devote ourselves. I am closing. This is the first paragraph of the first lesson. Now I am closing here. Next day I would explain the next paragraph. Thank you very much.